When we last left our heroes, there was a ball, and it bounced.
But only twice, and then it got stuck on the side wall.
Yeah, we might have fixed that. Sorry, you were saying, Dr. Barth?
No, go ahead.
I was saying, hello, Rubber Duck Engineering.
Yes, welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering. I'm Adam.
And I'm Eric. And this is week 17? Oh my, wow. Yeah, 17.
But only week 3 of Unity, so.
That's true. We still have no idea. And basically that, for us, that means that we're at hour 3 of Unity. Maybe hour 4 if you count off show time.
Yeah, so last week I watched a bunch of video tutorials before the show. This week, not so much.
Did life get in the way?
It was a busy week, but I'm here and I'm ready.
I also did not. I switched cameras so I could talk to you.
What?
I know, it's high tech. I also did not watch any. But as we were saying, where we left our intrepid heroes, we had a bouncing ball that did get stuck. We fixed it off screen by giving it a little more oomph, so it stopped sticking to the wall.
Yeah, I did some science on it, and I found that the problem was it was moving too slowly, and the physics engine decided that it was going to stick to the wall instead of bounce off.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to control that in the physics engine, so we just may have to make the game sufficiently hard by moving the ball fast enough to make it bounce off the wall.
Well, shall we get to it?
Let's do it.
Okay. To the coding camera and to the code machine. Okay. So this is brickles minus the bricks and the paddle.
So basically, it's a screensaver.
It is a screensaver of Hal bouncing around. So I think next thing might be to add a brick.
I'm totally in for a brick. That seems like the next logical step in brickles.
In for a brick, in for a house, or whatever, however that saying goes. Anyways, okay, let's stop the game. And a brick is going to be another cube, I assume. 3D object.
Unless you want teapots or something, but I think that might be out of control.
Okay, so we made this. Now I have to turn it into another thing like this wall.
Why don't we edit it a little bit before, then we can always make it a prefab.
Brick. That's right. You and your fancy names. Okay, so we have a brick.
By the way, Eric told me off screen that he got a new keyboard.
I did.
Yes, we need to watch his R's carefully. And if the R's start repeating, then we're going to question whether he actually got a new keyboard.
I have to really work hard to get the R's to repeat now. But anyways, we have a brick. And now what? We have to give it fits. Well, hold on. So we had this whole discussion about how the physics system is fighting us, and we're going to have to replace the physics system with our own physics system.
Why don't we just try to just make the ball hit the brick and make the brick disappear, and we can defer decisions about the physics engine until afterwards. We can do the bouncing off the brick in a separate iteration.
I see. So just when the ball touches the brick, it just disappears as the ball passes through it.
Yeah, that just seems like the logical next step.
Sure, let's do it.
Do you want to make the brick pretty first?
Meaning?
I don't know. Give it a material and a color, and
I have to remember what this means. So we have to create a material.
Yeah. So we have. Oh, are these some built-in materials?
It appears to be.
Oh, maybe we can select one of those. Oh, the Hal material is the one that we
can do this, whatever this is.
That's sort of gray and boring. Why don't we just make a new material? The same way we made the Hal material.
Okay, I have to remember how to do that. Material. Okay, brick. Oh, except I bet it needs to be not named that way.
Well, we're going to end up with a brick prefab, so we'll probably want to put it in a folder or give it a suffix or something.
Brick material. Okay. So we're just going to give it a color.
Sure.
It's this weird color picker, if I recall correctly. Make it blue.
The background is blue. I wonder if we want a contrasting color.
Oh, okay, sure. Make it green. Make it very Christmassy.
Christmas.
I don't know.
Sure, why not? This looks great.
You're the visual artist among the two of us.
Well, then we're really in trouble.
I remember when I was doing my. Go ahead.
It says emission.
Emission?
Yeah, the bricks could glow.
What?
I think that's what that means. What color is it going to emit? Well, probably green, right?
I don't even know. What did I do?
I don't know. I'm really hoping this means when the ball gets close to it, it'll glow green.
I don't know. You mean like a halo kind of thing?
I have no idea.
I think it's, is there a light source inside it?
Yeah,
That's what this is doing.
I'm hoping it turns it into a little light. I don't know. We're just like, well, let's try it and see what it does.
Sure, why not?
Oh, reflections. Oh, cool.
I'm sure there's all sorts of things we could do with this.
All right, maybe this is good. Like maybe
Okay.
we've gone far enough in our
Brick. Show me the brick. Material. Take that.
yeah.
Green brick. Okay. Now what?
Probably behavior.
Behavior.
Like
oh, that's where we this thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The script. Brick behavior. Okay. And off screen, we also figured out enough about Visual Studio Code so that we have autocomplete. It's
Amazing.
Okay, well, I feel like, go ahead.
Oh, I think I researched that the method we want to override is called on collision enter.
Oh, come on. I just talked up how you autocomplete.
Do you like control space?
Maybe it doesn't know how to like do this for like overrides? Huh, I feel like Dart autocomplete does that, but okay. This is not.
So this thing gets passed a collision object as its argument. Oh, there it goes. It was autocompleting. There we go. Maybe it just had to warm up or something.
Okay. Is there like an override annotation for like there is in C++ and Dart?
Oh, do you want me to? I can research that. C# override. Override modifier. Yes, it's just a keyword. You just shove it right before the return. Yep.
Okay. Did I want to do it this here?
I think the style is to put it all in one line.
Oh, interesting.
Why is it squiggly, all squiggly underlined?
Show me the money. Can I be private?
Oh yeah, you want it to be public. This is the difference, I guess, from in C++ you can override things as private.
No suitable method to override. Good. Well, that's the point. That's why I use that. All right. Let's look at this. I see. Do we have to be? It's right here. This is it. This is it. Can you tell we know exactly what we're doing? All right. So let's try the override though. Virtual abstract.
It's possible it is not a member, like a actual method on the base class, that they're using some kind of reflection or other like fancy magic to call you.
Oh, I see. That these are basically just like slots in our.
I don't know. That's just a hypothesis.
Huh.
So then I think we want to call the destroy function
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because mono behavior, it doesn't mention this. Collision isn't mentioned here.
Yeah, I'm not really a C# expert. Some of these languages have very fancy ways of doing this kind of thing.
I see. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, we want to get our just basically on any collision, we just want to destroy ourselves, right?
Yeah, I think we should start with that and see what that does.
We just want destroy.
Just
I don't
regular.
know how you destroy yourself.
Apparently, just regular destroy. Yep,
And not destroy object.
I'm just going with the example in the on collision enter script reference, and they passed in game object rather than this. So I don't think you actually destroy the behavior; you destroy the object.
Oh, of course, because this is just a script that may be associated with lots of different objects.
Mm-hmm.
I presume it creates a second copy of this. Yeah. Okay.
I think we should try this. I don't know what this is going to do, but I have a dream.
See, this is fascinating to me because I've never actually done any game programming. Other than I read a little bit of programming from another game, and it had this very odd system whereby which everything were these just same sort of objects, and then there were all these little scripts attached to them. But I'm seeing Unity do very similar to that, so that this must just be a pattern that exists in the game world.
Yeah, it may be a thing to try to get a lot of expressivity out of a small amount of code, because you have lots of short scripts that can all interact with each other. Then you get sort of the square of the behavior.
Okay, so we've created these.
Yes, I think we want to attach this behavior to this object.
Mm-hmm.
Did it work? Try again. There we go. That looked good.
Looked like it did something. Yeah, brick behavior. Good. Okay.
Yeah. So now I don't know. There's this whole question of rigid body versus collider.
Well, another thing is that we really should move the thing, right? Because the ball starts in the same spot.
Okay, why don't we just move it as a one-off, and then when we get to the point of stamping out prefabs, we can.
Okay. We also could just grab one. Like we have the stamp out logic here.
Okay. So do you want to go straight to prefab then? Let's make it a prefab, and then we can.
Oh, I see. We can edit the prefab, I assume, once we make it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what's the prefab button?
You drag it into your assets.
Okay. And then I can delete this one.
Correct.
Okay. And so then we can go to this thing, and we can create an add brick method, basically, because we're going to end up doing. It's not going to look exactly that way, but.
Oh, I'm going to use my power of editing.
Oh, you're going to do it?
I'm going to do it. I think we have the setup now.
You do.
Yeah. So I'm going to add the brick prefab.
Oh, you're so good. And then we're going to want to instantiate. And we'll figure out exactly like how we're passing in this center X and center Y and stuff later.
Yeah, I think we're going to want to either have bricks of a certain size or a certain number go across the screen.
Oh. Yeah, that's all, I think. Not all code paths return a value. Well, of course, we have not solved this. Oh, interesting. This is the where, and this is the how big. We're not going to be changing how big. Well, we might.
We might, yeah.
Probably not in this. I'm just going to keep this simple for now. This is clearly not the right method. And so really, actually, I'm just doing myself a disservice by just doing this. I should just throw it down here. You know what I could do? Whatever, I'll do that later. Okay, so this is our brick prefab. You added to the top up there. And
I would do stage dimension minus stage dimensions x/2 or something.
Can't forget that f. And then y is going to be
I'll put it at 0. It's probably fine.
We actually probably want to do positive stage dimensions x because the ball starts out going in that direction. I don't know if it'll run into it, but
okay. I think we're going to very quickly want to paddle because we're going to get bored of waiting for the ball to hit the brick.
Well, we can always change this to add just a zillion bricks too. Okay, let's go back to the unities. We'll see. I want to see it add the brick.
Oh, we need to associate the brick prefab with the public member.
We do. Game controller.
Oh, we missed.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it worked. It even
bounced. What?
Amazing. But it slowed down and then it stuck to the wall. So maybe we should apply the bouncy physics to the brick while we're at it.
I mean, we're still throwing good money after bad here with our physics system. Oh, I see.
I think we need to add the I forget what we need to add a certain kind of component.
Well, I just did it theoretically. I dragged bouncy onto brick.
Okay, great.
Maybe that did it.
I don't know. Try it again. See if it doesn't. See if it keeps the ball going at a decent speed. But I think we're gonna have to fix this physics issue.
We are.
Yeah. See, made it bounce here. I love it.
Okay, let's put a bunch of bricks on.
Okay.
Like,
how many bricks?
So number of bricks, or like, are we picking an orientation for the device?
Yeah, these are all sort of based on we're now sort of running up against, like, are we going to run this on a phone? Are we going to run this on a desktop? Like, what happens if you drag it up to the size of your 4K monitor? Like, I just don't think we should worry about that. I think we should do something that like looks fine in the preview editor.
I agree.
So why don't you do a grid of, like, I don't know, 6x3 bricks or something?
6x3 bricks. Well, okay, but I agree. Let's pick an area and like divide it into grids and then space them.
Yeah.
Right. So what's that call going to look like? It's going to like add bricks.
This reminds me of just writing UI code by hand, because you're basically doing a layout of these bricks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to put it in like a grid thing.
A flex box. So yeah. set the flex shrink property to 7.
Okay, so we want to add bricks. What is this? I'm trying to write the call. I know your and my styles for this differ, but this is.
So the call that I would give is I would give the x min, x max, y min, y max, and then a brick count of like across and down.
But you want to start the bricks. But you want to start the bricks like only within a specific zone.
Yeah, so I would do like 0.8 times minus stage dimensions x to 0.8 times stage dimension y. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I don't want to go all the way to the edge, right? I want to give like a.
Yeah, there's a question of like whether the bricks space themselves from the edge or not, because the bricks are going to have to space themselves from each other in this layout, right?
Yeah, so I'm sort of imagining that you want a biggish border around, and then between each bricks you're going to have a little bit of spacing. Okay. And I'm imagining that the add bricks function is going to give me the little spacing, but I'm the one who's going to give the big spacing.
I'm just like now we're getting the margin. Is this margin? Is this padding?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think we solved this problem in Flutter by making margin and padding the same thing, because we couldn't figure out margin collapsing over.
Yes, we're not implementing floats here. Okay. Okay, so those are like but that's just one aspect.
Can I use my power of editing to?
Please use your power of editing.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to put a minus sign here, because I think we decided that 0 was in the middle. Mm-hmm. This is like the x extent, and then for the y extent, Like I'm gonna
Oh, are you
want,
building like a rect?
yeah,
Does
like a rect.
Unity have a rect?
Oh, probably. Do you want to research that?
I will research while you type.
Yeah, so I'm imagining like 0.98 times, I guess. X, Y, and then I'm going to go to 0.
Rect. Yes. Show me the rect. We have a rect and a rect int, because everybody needs the int version.
Okay. Yeah, it's totally rect. How do I construct it?
It's rect.
Yeah, but is it like X, Y with height? Or
X, Y width height. They might have other constructors, but that is the constructor, X, Y width height.
Okay. That is slightly annoying, but okay.
Oh, that's fine. Well, let's see if they have a different constructor. They might.
Yeah, because I would like top, bottom, left, right would be easier to work with.
They do not. They just have the one.
Okay. So rect.
Whoa. I mean, you can write your own constructor.
Okay. Alex. New rect. So I think the X that I want is this.
I'm closing this here.
And the Y that I want is that. Whoa. And then the width that I want is, that's a tough one. It's going to be stage dimensions X times like 1.6, something like that. I imagine that's 0.8 plus 0.8. And then the Y that I want is just 0.8 times this. So I think this will put it in the top half of the screen with a 20% margin.
Okay.
Which would be much easier to specify in CSS. And then I want 6 bricks across and 3 bricks down.
Okay. And how much spacing do you want between bricks? Or that's just going to be part of the add bricks.
Like the margin between the bricks?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be computed. Like, is that just always a half brick, for example? Like maybe that's the way it goes, or it's like a 20. I think that's okay. We can figure that out as we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, now we got to write CSS grid layout as part of our bricks here.
You can never get away from this stuff, can you? Int X count and Y count.
There is a Unity version of Flutter, by the way.
You want to use it to lay out our bricks?
No, I do not. I was just trying to entertain you. That's all.
Okay.
I don't know why this is grumpy. Oh,
not enough floats?
It's the doubles and the floats.
Oh, is rect supposed to be doubles, not floats? Or is it floats?
I don't know. It seems less grumpy when it has Fs.
Okay, more Fs.
More Fs.
Insert more Fs. So I'm assuming bounds has a width parameter, right? I'm gonna say
yes. It's XY width.
So brick width is this divided by X count.
Well, you got to add in the margins there too.
Right. So the margin. Why don't we do like a 0.9, like a 10% margin? Does that sound good?
Okay.
Then there's this funny thing where you only want internal margins, right?
Correct. This gets back to the why don't we just we could just let the spacing be the same. I bet the rect has an inset function. You know, it's so funny. No, it does not, of course. Because like this is the kind of thing that we do all the time in a two-dimensional UI toolkit. And you don't do this in Unity. I'm sure there's like a totally different way to think about this. Like rect is probably like some tiny unused section of Unity. They just have it because it's
Right, but we have this expectation because we're imagining that we're inside a rendering engine and we're like doing layout. We're laying out the bricks, obviously.
Of course.
Where's all my like infinite utility functions for manipulating
Correct.
two-dimensional geometry?
So
and, like,
this, I feel like we need to like step back and like figure out how Unity thinks about this. Whoa! I saw a grid layout. It passed by me.
no way. What? Is there?
Okay, what does it do? Tell me.
I just want an example. Cell layout, cell size, cell swizzle. This is totally what it's speaking my language. Unity grid layout example.
Cell gap.
I got a bunch of video tutorials, which
Yeah, I don't want to watch a video.
not helping me at the moment.
I know that's the generationally cool thing to do, but I don't really want to watch a video while making a video.
Okay, so like everything, it appears to be a thing in the visual editor. So why don't we try it in the visual editor? So this is sort of a lark, but
Sure.
it might work out.
Let's go on a lark.
So let's try to make an empty object that's going to be the parent of all the bricks.
Okay. So this, makes sense. Bricks.
Right, and try to add a component to that, and let's see if we can find the grid layout component. No, in the inspector on the right. See if you can find grid layout group. Oh yeah. Okay, and then can we give it our prefab somehow to?
Well, what happens if I add a grid instead? What does a grid do?
I don't know.
What's a grid versus a grid layout group?
The grid layout group component places its child layout elements in a grid. Unlike other layout groups, the grid layout group ignores a bunch of stuff. I feel like we're like glimpsing the promised land here, but it doesn't fully process for us.
We're not thinking in turtles or whatever yet. We need to.
Okay. I'm inside a thing called Unity UI, and I wonder if we stepped into some kind of like. I think Unity has a little UI toolkit inside of it for doing actual like UI, like in-game UI. And we may be crossing the streams by trying to apply this to the actual game world.
I'm reading the internet and links from 2011 that magically do not work. It's okay. Okay, I could believe you that we're crossing the streams.
Okay, I feel like we have slightly stalled out the show.
So it's okay. Here are people just doing it by code.
Okay, maybe we can just do it by code.
All right.
Okay, we just do it by code. What does a for loop look like in C#? That code that you just had looked very useful to me because I don't know how a for loop looks like.
That's just a normal for loop, like every other language. Semicolons. Just like it does in C. Or C++, I guess. Does C even have a...
Yeah, C totally has for loops. You can't, in pure C, at least in old school C, you couldn't initialize the loop variable.
That's right.
You couldn't
pull it out.
Yeah. I think they fixed that in some futuristic version of C because they realized that it was incredibly useful.
Whenever I was still writing, C professionally or C++ professionally, And we were still on like C++ 98 or something like that. I just remember being caught in the past for decades.
I'm gonna cheat and put a much simpler layout mode.
Great.
Bounds. Is it .x?
Yeah, like we could also make them in the scale, right? You can do the inset by doing the scale instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'll leave some extra.
Well, here again, we can get back to getting rid of this.
Possibly we could do that.
Yep.
And then now I gotta set the scale, right?
Yeah, we had an example of that in the
local scale.
It's up here in the wall. Yeah. Wall.transform.local scale. So brick. Yep, we found it. I'm still not convinced we're actually thinking in unities, but
yeah, I feel like we should use some kind of fancy thing in the editor to auto stamp out our things or something.
That reminds me, we could delete R.
I think if we were actually really cool, the way we would do that, maybe the way we would do it is we would create this empty object and then make them all children of it. I don't know. Should
so we can show and hide them at once kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like
4 arguments.
Like we could be leaking bricks, right? Like
yeah, I have no idea. Instantiate, do we need to be adding them, or does instantiate add them as a child?
I believe instantiate adds them as a child to the object that's doing this.
Whoa.
That was cool. So it wasn't where I wanted them to be.
We have what?
It's totally brickles though. I got my X and Y's backwards because I don't know. I live upside down or something, but yeah, this is kind of like brickles.
It's missing the like you hit on the corner and it goes wildly. I'm impressed. Okay, we got to fix our.
Okay,
we got to fix where we put the bricks.
We have this extra brick at the bottom that we totally want to get rid of. That one. I'm just going to get rid of that one. And then we got our X and Y's backwards. So we want positive Y because we want to go up because, of course, positive Y is up. Like in math, not like in Flutter where everything's backwards.
Do Y's? Oh, whoa.
Whoa, too far up. Too much.
Because you're starting. Yeah, you don't want to.
Oh, no, I want my Y extent to be negative. That part was fine. I just want a minus sign over here because I want to go down.
I'm not sure.
No, you're totally
right.
I'm my brain.
That's a height. You don't want a negative height on your.
My brain is upside down. It's really a traumatic condition.
But you don't. You're actually going to want this to be negative 0.2.
Negative 0.2.
Yeah. Will C# auto format? Like if we like put a trailing comma or something?
I don't know.
Okay, it doesn't support trailing commas.
Trailing commas is a super weird thing that I tried to auto format things. I don't know what it did.
There's like a way, but I'm off in the weeds again. I'll figure out that later. Okay, so let's go see our brickles be in the right spot.
I think our Y's are still messed up.
Why is the X not quite right either? Why are we missing a last set of bricks?
Yeah, okay, that's good questions. Right, so let's work on that one first. x. I feel like if I could specify this in top left, bottom right, I would.
Oh, well, it's just that we're.
The width has got to be.
Oh, it's because you gave it a specific count. This is.
What do we set the count to 1? Let's set the count to 1, just to simplify our lives, and let's get rid of this extra 0.9 thing. So now we're going to get 1 brick that should be the size of the area that we're setting, right?
Yep. See it. Every time we switch back to Unity, it has to think. Presume it's compiling.
Oh, you know what it is? We're thinking in layout engines where things are anchored at their top left, but in Unity, things are anchored at their center. So everything is just offset by half a brick.
I mean, I didn't see a brick at all there, suggesting that maybe. Right. If this is 1, right? We have width. So your step is going to be exactly that. Your bounds x. This is going to end up being.
Right. We need to add in plus half.
Oh.
Or minus half a step or something.
Yes, because we do need to get to the center.
Do we subtract half a step? No, we need to add in half a step. The reason why you do layout engines with anchors in the top left, and like, there are reasons for all these things, and the math gets really complicated if you try to do it this way.
I just remember when I was first learning, I was still learning C++, I was learning how to be an engineer, and I was hacking on WebKit. And just the CSS code is just full of all this crazy stuff, all this delicate math that is laid out like this, and you're just like, and one of those has a plus sign wrong or the float wrong, and then like you find it. I mean, it's very hard to find these things.
Yeah, but you learn these like idioms and just like crank out the idioms because you know it gets the right answer. And now we're in a world where the geometry is a little different, and so I don't know the idioms.
Or we're also we're not thinking in turtles or whatever I was trying to say earlier. We're still not thinking in unities.
Okay, so we centered it. I think that's great. We did exactly what we wanted.
Okay, why do we have so many bricks now? You added them back?
I added them back. So now I'm gonna shrink it down by 0.9 again. That'll generate some spacing between the bricks. And I think we either need to move the bricks up or the ball down.
I think you want to just basically have the bricks go to the walls.
Okay, you don't want as much margin?
Well, yeah, actually, I'm not sure I care. That's fine. We have a thing that.
I think the Y, we're using too much of the Y.
In this configuration.
Well, I think if the ball is going to start at 0, 0, then we really want the bricks to be above that. I just shrank down the Y and let's give that a try.
I expect I have to switch away. Is that what you meant to do?
Not exactly, but
it looks pretty good. It just needs to move up.
I moved it up a bit.
Yeah, I have to switch over and save.
Oh, okay.
Figure it out.
It can't tell that I'm hacking it.
Yeah, I don't think all the things are not all. Hello.
My brain is upside down. I'm sorry. So one of these minus signs needs to be a plus sign?
What are you trying to do here? Okay, this is the X, Y.
Yeah.
This is where it starts, and this is so I think that, yeah, if you want to move it up, you want to move it to like just slightly below 0.
Okay.
Right, because 0, 0 is in the middle of the screen. We could change where 0, 0 is to like fix your brain.
No, I think I need to teach my brain how to Unity, not teach Unity how to be upside down like my brain. I think we want to move it further up.
I tried to do that.
Maybe we need positive numbers.
Yeah, we need positive numbers if we're going to move up. This is the kind of thing where you do just want to like expose these things to the visual editor.
There we go. There we go. Okay, this looks to me more like what brickles is supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm. The bricks are too close together, but it's fine. We could, yeah, we could do, give this thing a little bit more Y.
That doesn't look so bad.
It didn't do what I expected it to do. Oh.
Because your
brain, my brain is also upside down.
How many years did we spend in upside down coordinate systems?
I was told that that was because of text. The text starts in the upper left-hand corner and flows downward. This is why CG was upside down, supposedly.
I think you just get started on these things and you develop these cultures of how your coordinate systems go. And I think Unity has like adopted the math, like 3D thing, which is totally the right thing for it.
Okay, I think we're close enough here.
Yeah, I think
we got 20 more minutes. Should we try and add a paddle?
Yeah, I think we had a paddle. We have a totally playable game here.
Okay, you're right. These things need to be in like.
They have some parent.
Yeah, so that they end up as like the walls object and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So paddle. We got to do yet another 3D object cube.
I totally want a teapot as a paddle.
Okay.
No. I'm just kidding. This is the danger of yes and. I just toss out the really terrible ideas and you'll just say yes to them.
Well, how do I have a teapot as a paddle?
No,
seriously, this would be great. Where is it?
Oh boy.
Oh, they don't have. What about a tree?
A tree? What? It's not just a tree. It's an optimized tree. The tree has grown out of the HAL.
Okay, I'm going to delete.
No, put the tree back. I just run the game. I just want to see what happens.
Is there like an undo? Can I undo my deleting of the tree? It's game objects.
What is going to happen? I really want. Oh, I was hoping the tree was going to fly around.
Well, we'd have to give it the HAL code. Associate the HAL behavior. What's going to happen when the HAL hits the tree?
I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know.
People are going to be watching this in the future. Oh, well, no, actually, no one's going to be watching it. But pretend for a moment that someone was watching this in the future. Just going to was waiting for the ball.
Eventually, all the bricks will be destroyed, and the ball will be able to contact the tree. Is this like watching paint dry? Or
no, it's going to miss
it. It's going to happen. It's
going. I see it. No. Oh, it's really good. It's good.
It's got to destroy every last brick before it touches the tree.
I think it passed through the tree without.
The tree?
I think so.
It was kind of close. I
don't think the tree is rigid.
The tree's totally not there. It's been optimized. That's why it can't be hit by the ball.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. That's definitive evidence.
Covered every last brick.
Oh. I mean, if you look over here to the right, where it has the tree thing, it has what looks like a light switch on it. Anyway, that's the tree light switch.
Oh. I can't even. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's go back to.
I do want a teapot, but not at the cost. I'm sitting over here in tears at our tree. Okay. 3D object. What's a capsule?
Oh,
That looks like a paddle to me.
it's going to be round. I'm worried the ball is going to start coming in 3D towards us. Like this whole thing is happening in a 3D world. The ball could leave the plane. It could really cause us trouble. Okay, let's center.
Okay, I agree. Okay, we'll go back to the cubes. I had not thought about the ball leaving the plane.
I've actually been worried about this whole time. Because there's some like numerical instability where the ball gains some z momentum,
and then it's just gone.
Heaven help us.
The bug reports would be great. Okay, so our cube is now our paddle, which is totally going to need to be a teapot later. We need to give it another material.
Yeah.
So we go back to here and make a material. We're getting to be tree. You can go away.
The tree lived on in our asset directory.
It appears that it did. Delete the tree prefab. Okay. New material. We can pick a color picker. And what do we got? Blue. We're going to be yellow.
Yellowish.
I don't know.
Okay.
I welcome thoughts.
Yeah, sure. Looks good. Yeah, like bright yellow. It's totally my jam.
We have our lemon paddle.
I think it should be not metallic at all.
Not metallic.
Yeah, there we go. It's a plastic paddle, obviously.
Okay, how do I rename this thing? Rename. Paddle. Okay. And I'll now drag this onto the paddle. Do we need to make the paddle bouncy? Is that what we did before?
Yeah, I bet we do.
We could have made the tree bouncy. That would have
that would have solved it.
That would have solved it.
And we want to give the paddle a rigid body because we're going to move it around.
I see, because you can't move the.
This was like something I saw in the tutorial that they did not explain. They're just like, if you're going to move your stuff around, give it a rigid body because it'll make it more efficient. Which is totally mysterious to me.
Efficient or like functional? Like, did we give the wall a rigid body?
Well, the wall doesn't move, so I don't think it needed one. I got the sense that if your thing didn't have a rigid body, then whenever you moved it, Unity would like freak out doing a bunch of math or something. I don't know. They didn't explain it in the tutorial, and that's the danger of not really explaining things, is that they just become this religion that you.
Sure. This thing has a rigid body? Okay. No clue. Does this thing? Oh, I see. Like I have to add a component that's a rigid body?
Yeah.
Okay, done.
No.
We don't want to use gravity.
We don't have gravity because we're in space.
Okay. We also need to move it and give it a behavior. Like it feels. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to ask whether we wanted to move it in the editor or move it in our start function.
Well, it feels like these things should all be moved in the start. Because like if you have a new game cycle and stuff, it's not going to be where the editor says it's going to be.
Well, I think we got into this like responsive thing where we're doing it all based on the size of the screen. So we're kind of making a 2D game with these 3D pieces.
Mm-hmm. We're also in our third hour of Unity.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So let's just we have a pattern that's working. We could just keep going on it.
I've said this before on the show, but my 5-year-old teaches me this all the time, that children know how to fail and we adults forget. So we're here to fail. Anyways.
We're good at that. I believe we can fail.
Okay, so paddle. We were deciding whether we were moving it and we need to move it in the game controller.
Because we're going to want to place it relative to the screen and all that stuff.
So let's open up our game controller. We have to like find the instance, or are we gonna? I see. It's not a prefab. It's just a
Yeah, well, let's make it into a prefab. I played a game of Brickles once where I told you this. The bricks had different abilities, and one
Mhm.
of the abilities was it gave you more paddles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's my argument for why the paddle should be a prefab.
That's fine. We can make a prefab. Prefab. Delete the prefab. Okay. I have my paddle. Okay. So I now need my game controller to put my. Whoa! Why are there none for these things?
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying that like it would lose those sorts of things. I wonder if like if I happen to have opened up this when there was like a syntax error or something. Oh yeah, like this is a problem. Oh, I see.
Am I messing with you by editing this while you're?
Well, I suspect that if I'm trying to associate things in the editor while there's a syntax error.
I see. Yeah,
In the panel.
it may not be prepared for us to be like.
Oh, it very much is not.
Go
Unity is clearly designed for you to edit on your thing, and then you commit it, and it takes some minutes to get over to your other person.
This is only Y, right? We want to start the paddle off in the center,
Yeah.
and then how big do we want the paddle to be?
Sure. Oh, we have to figure out how to make the paddle not go outside the walls.
Well, the walls are also just set as wall thickness. So we could do stage dimension Y minus wall thickness times 2.
Where I'm getting to is that the paddle needs to be constrained to a set of bounds. Are we going to control the paddle with the mouse? With the keys?
Oh, that's a good idea. A good question. I'm going to add a paddle thickness parameter.
Is this width or thickness? Like width or height? Like, because you also in that game that you played where you know the bricks would change. I'm sure they changed the width of the paddle.
Oh, yeah, that was like a difficulty setting. The height, I think we want to be, I don't know, 0.25.
What do you do with these all?
I don't know, 10. I'm just making stuff up here.
Sure. I love trying this. Why not? This again is going to teach us that we don't want a single game controller. We want like different controllers for all these things.
Yeah.
It's okay. In our third hour of Unity, we're figuring this out. Okay. Name brick does not exist in the current context.
Okay. I've typed something out. I have no idea if it works.
Okay. We can just try it.
It's weird that the ball is the only thing that's not instantiated.
Well, it's because it was the very first thing we ever did. Where's the paddle supposed to be?
I don't know. I tried to put it near the bottom.
It's there. Are we instantiating one? It did not appear in the scene.
Oh, my brain was broken again. Sorry. My brain was upside down. Let's try this again.
Oh, you think that it's despawning when it's outside?
I don't know. I don't know. Try that.
Okay, we'll see. Still a paddle. So this makes me think that like the game controller is confused. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. What was I associating with before? What was I? Oh.
Oh. Maybe there's
Oh.
defaults. Defaults will only be applied in edit mode. So that's why those things were there. Yeah, you probably want to clear those out.
What is? Okay, this is really weird. So this is why these were empty. I was associating with the wrong.
Yeah, I think you're like editing the class instead of the instance, kind of.
Yeah. Okay, and now I want the paddle. to be panel prefab. Okay, now it should be. Whoa!
What? What? This is amazing.
Okay, I think we have found the way. You saw the. I believe we found the way to end the show.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
We built brickles. It works. Oh.
That's let's declare victory.
Yeah. Oh.
Next week, maybe we'll make the battle
not fly off into space.
Not fly up into space.
Oh, anything more you'd like to share with our viewers before we?
This is fun. I think the Unity thing is totally working out. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually.
Alex Gann is enjoying it. So nice. Thanks for visiting, Alex.
Yes, Alex. Thanks for coming by.
Anyways, everybody have a wonderful week. We will be failing at Unity again a week from today.
See you next week.
Have a good night.